Hello, everybody. This is Phillip Carter, co-founder of the Independent Gospel Artists Alliance Conference. Me, along with my co-host Earl Bynum, are inviting all of you to the 7th Annual Independent Gospel Artists Alliance Conference, which will be taking place again in Chesapeake, Virginia at the Mount on October the 20th through the 22nd of this year. You can go to www.indiegospelalliance.com, www.indiegospelalliance.com, and you can register for this great conference. We are in our 7th year. Honestly, we didn't think we would make it this long because of so many other factors that are into putting together a conference and convention like this, where we bring together people from all over the world, distributors, label heads, marketers, people of like minds. So many powerful people come to our conference. Deals are made. We have showcases where people can register and perform at the showcase. It's a boot camp for anybody that wants to learn the business, for anybody that wants to make it. And since we're in our 7th year now, we have success stories. We have people who have gone to our conference, have made it out, and have done some great, great things. So we want to invite you all to come to the conference. If you're serious about your career, if you're serious about trying to navigate your career on a small budget, it's a good place to come. You know, most independent artists, I would say 99% of us, are operating off of an inferior budget, a small budget. Well, you know, how do you navigate your career on a small budget? Well, you can find that out at the Independent Gospel Artists Alliance Conference. We have people that come that are hard to reach on the phone, but they are there in person. Attorney Garrett Johnson, who is an attorney for so many artists, big and small, is a great contact. Thomas Rollins from New Day Distribution. We'll also have Brother Randy Alward from Maranatha Music, who will be coming this year, and Benita Bellamy, who's a master marketer. We also will have Mike Chandler, Rejoice Musical Soul Food, who has multiple stations there. We will have other radio announcers there. And the stuff that we talk about is not talked about in any other conference. We get real down to the nuts and bolts, the truth. And that's what we aim to do every year, is to tell the truth. And that you will leave there with all your questions answered. We have a beginner's class and an elite class. The beginner's class is for most of us who need to learn the nuts and bolts of the business. And the elite class is for those of us who have been in business for some time and are spending large amounts of money every year promoting our records. So you can choose either class, the slow or the fast one, doesn't matter. You just do the sessions that are right for you. We also will have nightly showcases where artists can perform. We have small fees that are attached to them, but hey, we got to pay the bills, so we have to charge a fee. And if you've never been to the Mount Church in Chesapeake, Virginia, it's a place where you will go. When you walk in, you will get a vision of your career in life, because that place is a place where dreams are dreamt and things are made, are happening around there. The bishop has sold into our ministry for so many years, Bishop Kim Brown and his wife, to the Independent Gospel Artists Alliance Conference. So we look forward to seeing you in Chesapeake, Virginia, October the 20th through the 22nd at the Mount Church. You can log on to www.indiegospelalliance.com, indiegospelalliance.com. And if you know anybody that's ever come to this conference, they will tell you that it's the real deal. The information is the real deal. So we want you to come. It's worth more than a gig. It's worth more than an engagement. This is your career we're talking about, your ministry. And we'll teach, and it's not just about business. We'll teach you how to navigate your business and your ministry together, because it is the same, but it's different. And where the two merge is the integrity and how you deal with them both at the same time. You know, how do you be a minister of music and be an artist at the same time? How do you deal with your pastor when you have a career outside of church? All these major things we'll talk about. What about marketing? How do you what is marketing, and what is the difference between marketing and branding? How do you run a label? How do you start a label? How do you stay out of tax trouble? You know, how do you do your own deals, your own mechanical licenses, your compulsory licenses, what is the statutory rate for mechanical licenses? So many things that we don't know, we take for granted because only thing most artists care about is doing music. And rightfully so. That's what we are. We're musicians, we're singers. We just care about our CD. We don't really think about the business behind it, the business behind it, which makes us successful for years. My goal is that when my children grow up, that they will be able to eat off of my royalties that I left behind for them. Now, how would I do that if I don't put some things in place as an independent artist? And most of us spend tens of thousands of dollars on our CD, but we don't set aside tens of thousands of dollars on our marketing and promotion. Why not plan the end at the beginning? Had you ever thought about that? Plan the end at the beginning. That means if I got $10,000 to spend on a CD, why don't I save 20, spend the 10 for the CD, and I'll have 10 left over when the CD is done to do my marketing and promotion? Doesn't that make sense? What sense does it make to spend $10,000 on a CD, and then when you call a radio announcer, radio promoter or a marketer, you're so shocked and surprised at the prices they charge, or you're so shocked and surprised at what you may have to do to promote your own record? Because, and of course there's social media. Right now, the number one record on Billboard sales is an independent artist who has no radio whatsoever, but he had a following in Minnesota. And he's in a small state, and that state has gotten behind him, and he's really selling well. That's just not the case for everybody. God has favor on him, and we all need favor to promote our products. But you need to have a business. Now, a month from now, that young man can just go away. Because if he doesn't have a maintenance plan, a plan to sustain his success, all of what we saw will go away. And then you have to start all over again. So that's why we want you to come to the conference. We want you to come and learn the business. Learn how to navigate your ministry so that it lasts. One of the smartest businessmen I know is Vashawn Mitchell. How many of y'all know who Vashawn Mitchell? Hit the like button. The like button if you know who Vashawn Mitchell is. Vashawn Mitchell is the brainchild behind Anthony Brown's Worth album and so many other things that he's doing himself. Business people. Everybody may not know me, but the bank knows who I am. The bank may know me. You may not know me, but the bank does. And I think in the end, that's what matters when it comes to sustaining ministry. Of course, there's souls to be saved. There's people who are blessed by your singing, your travel, the sacrifices that you make. But in the end, what do you have to show for it? What is your legacy? Especially for those of us who have families. What is your legacy? You're going to spend all your mortgage money? I don't know how that just happened just now. You're going to spend all your mortgage money on your album and not have anything to show for it? Somebody tell me how to decrease this. Oh, here we go. You're going to spend all your mortgage money and not have anything to show for it in the long run? You work your job for 25, 30 years, you spend all your money on your album and have nothing to show for it? How about when you calculate your overhead, how much it's going to cost for you to do your CD? Why don't you calculate how much money you could possibly make back, and then don't spend any more than that? For instance, most of us are probably selling about 1,000 CDs. If 1,000 CDs is hard to sell, if anybody's selling 1,000 CDs just like that, then I applaud you. Most of us have spent a lot of time trying to sell 1,000 CDs. 1,000 CDs at $10 a CD is $10,000. If you know that you're possible, that you're only going to possibly sell 1,000 CDs, then why would your budget be any more than $8,000-$9,000 total? Why would you spend over $10,000 when you're only going to make $10,000 back? Not to count if you decide to do any kind of promotion, marketing, or whatsoever. Things that you can only learn when you come to a conference. You're not going to learn it on Facebook because there's so many people, there's so many prognosticators, so many geniuses trying to tell you what you need to do. You're not going to learn it because you can't trust everybody. You need to be in front of people who have lived the life. I have spent not thousands of dollars, but hundreds of thousands of dollars on records. Okay? Hundreds of thousands. If I didn't do records, I'd be living in a mansion. Gospel just does not pay that much. But I have a sustained long career. I've been doing this since 1997. It's 2016, and thank God I'm not broke. And the only way you can do that is if you have some business. Of course, you need God's favor. You need the favor of God. You need God to shine down on your ministry. But you need some business acumen. God does not reward ignorance. Sorry, he doesn't. Doesn't reward ignorance. You got to have some business acumen to do this. So, once again, I want to invite you to the Independent Gospel Artists Alliance Conference taking place October the 20th through the 22nd in Chesapeake, Virginia. Make your investment. If you're willing to go spend $500 to $1,000 for 8 minutes to go perform for Bobby Jones, then you ought to at least go and come spend a couple $100 to come learn at a conference. It's amazing what we value and what we don't. We'll stand in a Sunday's Best line all day long to get noticed, but we won't spend a couple $100 to learn how to run our business. So if we do get noticed, we won't get taken for everything we got. How many Sunday's Best contestants have sold records? Not many. Not many. We take our shirt off to be superstars, but we won't break our backs to learn. Isn't that something? That's something to ponder, ain't it? I'm in the same boat. I've made the same mistakes, not passing any judgment. I've done the same thing. But as you get older, and hundreds of thousands of dollars in the hole, you get wiser. And you begin to realize it's really about the total picture of what you have going on totally. I'm a songwriter. I sell sheet music. I still go to the GMWA, Dorsey Conference, whatever conference I sell. Yes, I'm a Stellar Award-winning gospel artist. I still go to conferences and teach choirs. I sell my sheet music. I don't just rely on CD sales. I sell my music to other choirs, other labels. I get out and I network. I beat the pavement. You can too. But you got to get your head out the clouds. You got it? I look forward to seeing you October 20th through the 22nd, and we'll have more talks like this. Thank you for all of y'all who joined in. I look forward to seeing you. Take the time, make the time. If you're going to spend all this money on a record, invest in your knowledge. All right? God bless you.